Welcome, Ark survivors. Today we have the Shadowmane versus Allos. In this corner we have the new, the terrifying, the Shadowmane. In this corner we have the blood pack of destruction, the Allos. Now we're gonna check out the Shadowmane's health. It's at 825. With a whopping 175% melee. Now we look at the Allo. 630 health and another whopping 175% attack. Now, unclaim it and have these beasts duke it out. I didn't do it. Try it again. Right, here goes the Shadowmane. Doing 55, 56 damage, 53. They're doing their 43s and 55s. Oh, they're making it bleed. They're bringing the destruction on it. Oh, one of the Allos with the... Oh, the Shadowmane lost to one of the Allos. But will the Allo survive the after effect of pain? It survived it. Let's look at what health it has left. 160 health is what it had left, it looked like. Man, that was a great match. Let's do a replay, but take away the mate boost. Who will win? Bloodthirsty Allos or the terrifying Shadowmane? Go in there, get the fighting! It's an all-male fight. They're using the bleed. One of the Allos is getting really bloody. Ah, took an Allo down. The other Allos continuing to use bleed and bite down on it. The Shadowmane's fighting back. The Shadowmane decimates the Allos. But will it survive the after effect of the bleed? It survives. Only 190 health left. That was great. Man, that was a great fight. Now we have the double dates. You thought dating on Tinder was rough. Just watch this. Here they go. The biggest battle we've had yet. 4 mate boosted Allos versus 2 mate boosted Shadowmane. We took down an Allo. We lost the Shadowmane. One of the other Allos went down. It's a 2v1. Oh, it's a 1v1. Oh, and the winner is the Shadowmane! We did it! We found out who the winner is! And it survived the bleed. What's its health at? 140. It won! It won! It did it! It did it! We have a new contender. The Spino. The Spine Breaker. Going up against the undefeated, the terrifying, the Shadowmane. Now, we go in this corner to look at the Spino's health. We have 700 health and 175% melee. This thing must be compensating in size for its little health. Now let's look at the Shadowmane's. 825% health with another whopping 175% melee. It's time to have these two duke it out. We're gonna have the Shadowmane start the fight. Oh, the Spino's dealing more damage, but is already looking bloody. Can the Spino do it? Can it do it? Oh, it died. It lost. Probably due to its little health that it was compensating for in size. It did get the Shadowmane very low on health though. We're having a rematch between the Spino and the Shadowmane. This time we're gonna have the Spino start the fight to see if it can win that way. It's starting the fight. It did a bite and now it's smacking it. Oh, it's giving it so many smacks. It's doing so much less damage. getting in some good damage. The Shadowmane's getting bloody. Red versus blue. But they're both getting pretty red. Oh! The Spino did it! Oh! The Spino died to the after effect. We have no winner! Here is our first Chaos round. In this corner, we have a gang of spine-breaking Spinos. In this corner, we have a pride of terrifying Shadowmanes, who will be the ultimate winner in this blood-soaked round of chaos. Now we're going to have the Shadowmane start the fight, since there's fewer of them, but they're all mate boosted, including the Spinos. Aggressive. Let them pick the fight. The male staying back. It's joining in. It's getting chaotic. Oh, something already died due to the freezing. Oh, the Shadowmane's got destroyed, it looks like. Only one Spino died. The Spinos won, but they're very bloody. 2 Spinos died. It's a tie. There's no act. The Spinos win! I just realized that was their second round one! Whoa! Alright, we're going back to a double date for the Spinos and the Shadowmanes. I was very surprised by the last round, so we're gonna see what happens when we even out the fighting the field. You know what I'm trying to say. Let's start this fight. Let's see how things go. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, when things are even, the Spinos lose. How interesting. That was a very quick round. They destroyed them. What is this? Around half health is the Shadowmanes are at. Alright, that was kind of interesting and quick. Alright, survivors, I'm curious on what will happen. We go back to our Chaos round, add in 1 extra Shadowmane, and see what happens. Because after that double date to H fight, I want to see what happens when we do this. Because I have a lot of unanswered questions that I want answered. We're going to let the Shadowmane start the fight and pick which Spino they go after first. Here it goes. They're starting to fight. Oh, they're going after the boys first. Oh, it's getting chaotic, even more chaotic than last. Oh, there's a lot of blood being spilled. Oh, Shadowmane went down. Oh, Spino went down. Another Shadowmane went down. Oh, the girl was the one to finish it. And who said girls can't fight? Only 1 Spino was lost that time. When in the last one, 2 Spinos died. We even added in an extra Shadowmane. I guess Spinos must be stronger. I'm gonna keep testing at some point, maybe. But that's the winner for now. In this round, we have the king of the dinosaurs. The one, the only, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. The game froze. Its contender, the terrifying Shadowmane. We've seen the awesome powers of the Shadowmane. Can the king of the dinosaurs keep its crown? Who will win this epic fight? Well, now, let's look at the stats. First with the Rex, since it's the king. It has a whopping 1,100 health, 1,100 health, and another whopping 175% melee. It has much better health than anything we've seen so far in this fight for the crown. Now the Shadowmane. We've seen it a few times, but let's recap. 825% health with another 175% melee. Lower health. So far, the Shadowmane's had a health advantage, armor advantage, and we've seen its powers. Can the Rex do this? We'll let the Shadowmane start the fight, seeing that there's a health advantage. Oh, it starts it. The Rex does its mighty roar. It has no effect. that roar can affect some creatures. The Rex is doing much more damage per bite than the Shadowmane. The Rex is quite bloody. The Shadowmane used its ultimate attack and did 300 damage! Oh my goodness, we haven't seen that so far. But the Shadowmane's on below half health, quickly recovering. That was one epic battle. Alright, we're having a rematch since the Rex lost in the last fight because it took too long to do its roar, which was cool, but it did lose the fight, I think, because of that. We're gonna let the Rex start the fight. Now, roar is taking the crowd. It smells from here. Rex is taking overtime damage just because it bit it. Shadowmane's getting some hits in back. The Rex is getting bloody. Is the other thing getting bloody? Is the Shadowmane getting bloody? It is getting bloody, but is it getting bloody enough? The Rex lost twice! It even got to start the fight! What? Let's see about the Shadowmane. Oh my gosh, the Shadowmane's on a sliver of health. It has 69 health left. Let's go to the next round. Alright, we're going back to a double date. We're having 3 Rexes go up against 2 Shadowmanes. I'm very surprised to see that the Rexes, and kind of disappointed that the Rexes are losing to the Shadowmane. So we're going 1 female Shadowmane, 1 male Shadowmane. We'll see what happens when we let them start the fight. All of them are mate boosted. Seeing as, you know, it's a double date. Why did I unclaim it? I meant to put it on aggressive. There we go. He gets to pick who fights. It did 100 damage. The Rex has already gone down. One of the Shadowmanes looks like it's about to go down. A Shadowmane died. The girl died. The 1v1. And the Rex is lost. The male Shadowmane coming out on top again. With more than 300 health left, already healing up nearly back to 400. Guess we're gonna go again and see what happens, but so far the Shadowmane's winning. Alright, we're having our first Rex Chaos round with the Shadowmanes. The victor has already been chosen. But we're still going to have our Chaos round. We're having 6 Rexes go up against 4 Shadowmanes. And we're letting the Rexes start the fight, too. Time to put one of them on aggressive and let the Chaos begin. There they go. They scream out. Good old scream. And the Chaos has begun. 6v4. A Shadowmane's already died. A second Shadowmane's died. They demolished the Shadowmanes. They did it. Completely destroyed them. They're taking overtime damage, but not a single Rex died. The Rexes won this one, but it's not close enough. The winner is the Shadowmane. Alright, we have another great fight for y'all. For you Ark survivors. We're gonna have the terrifying Shadowmane go up against the one, the only, Rocky Balboa! Let's compare the stats. Start with the Shadowmane. 825 health with a whopping 175% melee. Now let's look at the one and only Rocky Balboa's stats. 3,000 health with a whopping 148% melee. But don't let that fool you, folks. He can really give a whopping. We'll let the Shadowmane start the fight to make things a little bit more fair, since it is going up against the one, the only Rocky Balboa. Oh, look at that measly 6 damage against the 155 damage. Look at it, just pawing at its ankles. It's a little ankle biter. I don't think the Shadowmane's gonna win this, not even close. Oh, it got backhanded. Rocky Balboa put it in its place. Look at that. 2,869 health left. It got destroyed. I think things are going to get chaotic really quick. It's going to take a lot of Shadowmanes to beat Rocky Balboa. Alright, we're having a round 2 with Rocky Balboa against the terrifying Shadowmanes. We're gonna instantly go up against 4 Shadowmanes, the largest pride of Shadowmanes we've seen so far. We saw these things go up against the Spinos, go up against the Rexes. The Rexes won when there were 6 of them, but this is just one Rocky Balboa! We're gonna let them start the fight again, and let's see how well they do. Look at them doing their damage. Rocky Balboa is not hitting quite as hard because of the make boost, but they aren't hitting much harder at all. Look at it do its spins and its backhands. It's just backhands all over. Look at the smash. Only if these things could be colored like the Hulk, then we could say Hulk smash. They're literally fighting a mountain of rocks. Rocky Balboa! Look at them claw away at it. They're like giant kitties trying to play with a toy, but the toy's tougher than they are! Look at this fight. This is taking a bit. It looks really hurt, but I promise, it's not that hurt. Look at them. The best they can do is 40 points of damage! This rock elemental keeps changing targets. It's annoying me a little bit. Oh, I think it's out of stamina, folks. That's why its attacks are slowing down. That's one thing these Shadowmanes are going to have above it. They beat it! I didn't think it was going to happen! They beat Rocky Balboa! I thought he was going to completely destroy them! Maybe we should see what happens if we have 2 Rocky Balboas. Alright, Rocky Balboa couldn't do it, but we have 2 more special guests. We have the Mountain and the Rock! They're gonna step in for Rocky Balboa here, and they're gonna go up against the 4 Shadowmanes. We're gonna let their Shadowmanes start the fight again though, but this is double the trouble. Double the Mountain, double the Rock! They still continue to backhand them. Oh, put him through a boulder! 165 damage, dang! Please note that rock elementals have no gender in the game and cannot have a mate boost, so I cannot make it fair in that sense. But they're more than powerful enough to make up for it with their 3,000 health. Oh, Shadowmane went down! There's 3 of them left. Oh, there's only 2 left! Looks like one of them's on low stam. Oh, double backhand! Looks like the Shadowmanes admit their end due to the power of the Mountain and the Rock! Alright, now we're gonna have 6 Shadowmanes go up against the Rock and the Mountain. We'll see what the minimum amount of Shadowmanes it is to take on 2 Rock Elementals, seeing as it took 4 Shadowmanes to beat 1 Rock Elemental. I did skip to 4, so it could be 3 Shadowmanes that takes it to beat it. But let's get on to this round. Go fight the Rock Elementals. Also, we're letting the Shadowmanes start the fight. They're getting backhanded. We're all focusing on one. A boulder was thrown. I don't think it hit because I didn't see its damage number. The Rock Elementals have quite a bit of knockback when they hit them. They send them quite far back. Tons of damage numbers going off. Rock Elementals are doing spins and throwing some backhands. Shadowmane has gone down. Another one looks like it's about to go down. Oh, another one went down! 60 damage was done by a boulder being thrown. Think about it, every time these things throw a swing, they're throwing boulders at something. seeing as they're big mountains. It looks like 6 Shadowmanes cannot beat 2 rock elementals. It looks like it might take double what it took last time just to beat 1. And the Shadowmanes lose to the rock elementals. This rock elemental's very low on health. Only 900 health left. Not even 1,000. What about the second one? The second one barely took any damage. It's at 2,500 health, almost 2,600. Pretty crazy. But that is because they focused on one rock elemental for the most part. Let's have one more round just to see. And then maybe a chaos round. Alright, we're here with another round to try and find out how many Shadowmanes it takes to beat 2 rock elementals. Last round we did 6 Shadowmanes. We're only upping it by 2, but we're letting the Shadowmane start the fight. So it's a total of 8 Shadowmanes versus 2 rock elementals, which their nicknames are the Mountain and the Rock. Let's get this rocking. Let them choose who they attack. Oh, they're all focusing down on one. It's getting chaotic. I don't think I'll have a chaos round since this is already so chaotic. Look at all these Shadowmanes going after the rock elementals. The Shadowmane's attention are kind of divided this time, and they're not fully focusing on one. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't. About half of them are getting very bloody. They aren't looking so good. Let's get a different view, see what happens. Oh, one's dying. 2 died at the same time? That's a pretty rare occurrence. Rock elementals are just so strong. Man, they look buffed and they're made out of rocks. This one's getting real hurt. I'm trying not to get back into here. 2 more just died. It's a 4v2. Another 2 Shadowmanes died at the same time. It's a 2v... Oh, it's a 2v1. But they're both out of stamina. And this one Shadowmane do it? Nope. Not completely failed. This thing's on half health. 1,400 health. This one... They were a lot closer, 800 health. That's better than 900 for the Shadowmanes. I don't know. At this point, it's getting ridiculous how many I have to use. Might move on to a new round. We have a new round to go, and this one's gonna be much different from the last one. We're having our very first alpha competition. Our very first alpha fight. So far, the Shadowmane's been dominating pretty well. Not many things have put up much of a fight against it, except for the rock elemental. So we're going with the first weakest alpha. Alphas are extraordinarily strong in comparison to their normal counterparts. So we're going with the Alpha Raptor against the terrifying Shadowmane. Compare the stats. 825 health with a whopping 175% melee. Now we go over to the contender, the new fighter, the new challenger, the Alpha Raptor. With its whopping 3,600 health, that's more health than the Rock Elementals. And with another 175% melee. Now, just because it's a Raptor doesn't mean it's going to be weak. As you can see, it already has more health than the Rock Elemental. So to make things kind of fair, we're going to see what happens when we let the Shadowmane fight first. Going at it, that Alpha Raptor's attack speed is very good. It's taking damage for hitting the Shadowmane. Shadowmane will stand the bite of an Alpha Raptor. Both getting quite bloody, I think. Alpha's power. Shadowmane to stand it. Ah, the Shadow will get hit. But will the Alpha Raptor live through the smoke attack? Whatever you call it. No, it lived. It didn't die. It's on 1,300 health left. Surprisingly, it lived. It won. First round goes to the Alpha Raptor.